This should probably be a short video. I doubt I'll get this working, but this is a PS4 Slim. This one's at 9.3. It's at a level, or it's at a firmware I want to use because I'd be able to jailbreak it. The problem is, I can't get the Blu-ray drive to detect. I got two Blu-ray drives, this one right here, and this one right here, from an eBay seller. Unfortunately, neither of them work, and this one's actually made for my particular model PS4 Slim, or at least by the tag right here. And this one doesn't work. The original laser doesn't work, and of course, none of the other ones work. So I found this video right here that is generally for this iteration of PS4 Slim, and he's going over the fuses. I'm going to see if there's something wrong with one of the fuses on this thing. And since I have a multimeter that can actually theoretically let me know if everything's working right, it beeps and whatnot, like if it's grounded or something like that, I'll be able to see what's going on. So I'm going to remove this plate and see where the fuses are on this thing and do some probing. The term I was trying to say is continuity. My brain's a little damaged right now. I had to deal with fucking cheaters and Sea of Thieves again. So that kind of scrambled my brains. But with that said, I should be able to be at least competent enough to check the fuses on this thing. And after that, I don't know. And if these are nothing more than just fuses, I can just literally rip them off of my soldering iron and just bridge it. Because all I need to do is just see if I can get this thing to work. And if I can get this thing to work, I want to actually install an OS on this thing that way so I can actually jailbreak it. Because this thing does work, it just doesn't allow me to install an OS on it, or firmware, whatever it gets called, because it, for some dumb reason, can't recognize that there's a drive attached to the board. Alright, so either this is probably like a new revision, or maybe it's an older revision, I don't know, because as you can see, that little fuse has a line on it. If I go to the exact same place on that board, there is that fuse, and as you can see, there is no line on that fuse. So I don't know again if this is an older board or not, but this one doesn't have the proper markings. Luckily, I was able to just road map it like he did in this video and figure out where it is, and I'll be able to continuity check that little fuse and see if we have anything. I'm not going to do any like a loose Rossmann or Northridge fix type of thing, because I got to do this two-handed and I don't really trust myself, nor do I want to upload this video as a repair guide, because if I somehow get this thing working, I'll be impressed. And also, if I do get it working, it ain't the proper way to get it fixed, and I have no idea how long it'll last. Also, I don't even know if this video will be going up or not. I may just upload it as a fail, I don't know. Alright, I have nothing on that fuse. If I go and touch it, no beep. No beep, but if I go to here, I should get a beep. There we go. So clearly my multimeter here is working, but this fuse seems to be blown. And as you can see, I'm probing with the black, when normally it's supposed to be black on ground and red on probe. I flipped it out. I flipped it because I still got nothing when I had it the original way, and I wanted to make sure that that wasn't just some fluke. Turns out it looks like that fuse is in fact blown, so I'm going to mark it, and I'm going to follow this video and see where the other fuses are and see if we have anything on them. So I'll come back in a bit. Alright, so I actually just put the two ends of the multimeter to the fuse, and all but this one right here, the one in the middle, is working. So this one right here is blown. The one to the top of it is working. The one over here is working. And the one back here is also working. So, since these are supposed to be nothing more than fuses, I'm going to get my soldering iron out and I'm going to bridge. Well, it may not look like it, but I did bridge that fuse, and now I have continuity. So all I gotta do now is put this thing back together and see if it somehow works still. I don't see why I wouldn't, but yeah. Alright, so I got it back together just enough to test it. So I have everything plugged in, excluding the PS4. First thing I'm gonna do is plug that in and see if it smokes. Again, all I did was just bridge a fuse, so it shouldn't smoke, but if it does, I wanna catch it on video. Alright, I don't hear any pop, don't hear any smoke or see any smoke. So the next step to do is to turn it on. Also, the drive that's plugged in right now is the original PS4 drive. Well, so far it's booting up like normal. So let's see, how do I want to do this? I want to point it to the screen now. It's going to power cycle. It's going to power cycle at least once. I just heard it power cycle once, so I should get the safe mode thing in like a few minutes or a few seconds. Now, obviously, the thing is not connected, and it actually doesn't need the fan connected to run. I've accidentally ran a PS4 without the fan for a little while. It ran, but it instantly shut off after like a minute or two. And all I'm doing is just installing firmware. It should handle this completely fine. As long as I'm not gaming on it, it should be able to just stay hot, but just, there we go. Oh, it did something. There we go. All right, so plug in the controller. Controller's connected. And then I'm going to grab my thumb drive at the install media, plug that in, hit OK, and we're going to see what it does. I doubt it'll work, but you never know. And of course it doesn't work. Who could have seen that one coming? So next step is I'm going to actually swap out the Blu-ray drives. I'm going to use a Blu-ray drive that's actually marked for my PS4. So give me a second. All right, there's the original drive. Let me re-break the tape I set up for this drive here. Alright, let's see. That underneath there. I should actually do this. Alright, so here's the drive that is actually marked specifically for this iteration on the box. So ribbon goes there. This goes here. Sense cable goes here. This little sense cable tells the PS4 that the disc is being inserted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a disc and we're going to see if this thing will take it or not. All right, so let's plug it back in. Give it a couple seconds. Got a disc. Okay, so it turned on, but that's it. It's supposed to normally take the disc, but as you can see, it's not taking the disc. So I'm going to turn it back on again. Come on. Come on, stupid console. There we go. It still refuses to take the disc. Alright, now I got that splash screen again, so I'm going to do that, this, and we're going to see what happens. It still errors out. Well, the console's still on, but I got nothing on the screen. Oh, there it goes. Now it's doing something. I'm definitely noticing different, it's definitely acting different than before. But it's still not doing anything. I think what I'm going to do just to see what will happen is I'll just completely bridge all the fuses that goes to the Blu-ray drive and just see what happens. So I'll be right back. It ain't elegant, but maybe I have it properly bridged now. Now, theoretically, it should have worked the first time around, but who knows, maybe it just still wasn't fully working. This time, I removed the cap completely, or the fuse completely, and I made this little botch wire, as you can see, and I did continuity check, and it seems to work. So I'm going to put it back together again, and we're going to see what happens. I doubt it will work, but you never know. Alright, got it back together again. Let's see what happens. I guess the first thing to do is see if we can take a CD. It still does not want to take CDs. So let's just see what the console does this time. Well, at least it instantly fired up to the can't start screen, so that's good. Alright, turn the controller on. Find that little thumb drive, where the heck that is at. I have lost the drive. Alright, found it. Let's see what happens. Still errors out. I don't know what to do now at this point, because this is really annoying. Oh, it's supposed to be raining. Oh no, it's raining. I'm gonna make sure this thing is dead. And let's see, there's a nice little puddle that I can put this in. Give me a second. Gotta find the deepest point, which is right here. Actual water. Being delicate with that, because I know that, as far as I know, still works. Alright, got both Blu-ray drives packed up, ready to go. I just got to have the eBay seller respond to my return request and whatnot, and go from there. I am obviously saving the power supply. There's only water on the top. There is no water on the inside. Or if there is, I'm not going to plug this thing in for any long period of time, so I'm just going to let that dry out. But yeah, I eventually just get to a point where I'm just fed up with it, and I just know it's going to be a money sink, and why not just get rid of it outright? Especially considering I have a working PS4 And as far as I know, there is an actual way to really jailbreak this thing. Is using like a Raspberry Pi or Pico, whatever it is, and apparently you can run two firmwares on the exact same or run two firmwares. Just I don't know how it's actually done. Someone did mention at my free geek that that is a possibility that you can actually downgrade with that again method. I had to actually look that up. And I'm thinking of actually doing it to this one because again, this one works completely fine. The Blu-ray drive reads, it works perfectly. I just wanted to get again that slim because again it was at 9.3 and I thought it would be a simple fix, and well, there's something more board level, and I can't put $120, $130 into a PS4 when I can just jailbreak this one right here for probably like maybe $30 and a little bit of time and effort. I'll have to do some soldering more than likely, but it's within my realm of what I'm willing to do. Because I do want to jailbreak one of these accursed things, but can't always win them all, unfortunately.